I'm excited about having this opportunity to introduce you today to Owen O'Malley, who is a recognized expert traveling the world, teaching people the principles, fundamentals, and concepts as to how to gain financial freedom through investing in the stock market. Owen, I've known you for many years, and I know that you were not born financially independent. So could we start by you sharing with us some of your background and how you were able to make that happen?
Sure. Not only was I not financially free, none of my previous lineage were financially free. So I had no role models to look up to in my family to become financially free. So I had to do, like most people, is to learn from those that had already done it. So in 21 years ago, 1996, I attended the Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery Seminar, where 24 of the experts at that time distilled their decades of knowledge and experience into days. And I was able to take that home and form an ability to be able to trade for myself. And then after I was successful, I formed an investment club and helped others to do the same. And that's how the journey began at a Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery Seminar in 1996.
Well, Owen, as you know, many people face one financial crisis right after another, and their dream is just to make enough money to get by, provide for their family. How could you help them?
Well, first of all, James, I know the frustration and the pain of being in that situation where you've got too much month at the end of the money. And the reason why most people are not successful because they're financially illiterate. They just simply haven't been taught how they can get money to work for them rather than work for money, and how they can tap into the power of compound interest. And you asked me earlier, like, why are people not successful? Simply because they have not allowed themselves to be taught a system to become financially free. And I was that soldier up until age 36, until I discovered it. So all people watching this video broadcast have to do is literally be prepared to learn from somebody who's already done it and apply what they've done to get similar results. And that's what we do. We study the best investors on the planet. Right now, on Saturday, we're going to be spending 6.5 hours with Warren Buffett at his AGM in Omaha, Nebraska. One of the most successful investors on the history of the planet. So that's why people are not successful, not prepared to study success and apply the success themselves.
I know you have surrounded yourself with a bunch of really great people, very talented people, and one of them is sitting right next to you. So can you just introduce Anna and tell us a little bit about how you two happened to meet?
It'll be 5 years in October. We actually met at a Tony Robbins seminar in London in October. And at that time, I was looking to expand our business into Spanish-speaking territory. So I met Anna and let her tell her story.
Yeah, and I attended that event. It was the National Achievers Congress, James. I attended that event because I was a bit tired of working for others. For 20 years, I worked as a chemist for other people, selling my time, selling my life. And what I wanted, I have small kids back then. I wanted to be home with them, but I also wanted to do something. And I wanted money to work for me rather than me selling my time. I also loved traveling. I still do, and I do travel a lot now. I love teaching, and I love the idea of sharing with others at the same level, rather than out there in the corporations, how one screws the next, and then the next, and then the next. I wanted to be at the same level in a win-win relationship, in a win-win situation. So, and also I wanted to be an example for my kids. So it all came together with a system that was ready to cook, just add water, put in the oven.
So
Anna. Sorry, James, on that point of helping children is that I was curious to know, could children learn this? And so I taught my son when he was 6, and he began to trade with real money when he was 8. And he's now incredibly successful in the market, simply because he's willing to learn. And that's all people need to do. They just need to show up and be willing to learn.
And you've got the system to be able to show them, as long as their attitude is open and they're willing to try it. and you've also made it very risk-free, haven't you? I mean, because it's a very small barrier to entry that doesn't cost very much to on a monthly basis to get involved with your investment club. And as people's confidence grows.
Yeah, it's actually zero cost, James, because we give everybody an opportunity to be in an investment club, which is a safe and supportive environment that will help people through the baby steps of learning how this works. So for as little as £80 sterling a month or €100 a month into their investment club, that is not a cost, James. That money actually goes in the stock market and starts the process of money working for them. And we give all of our support and all of our tools and all of our attention to those brand new babies that are just starting in the market. And we take them through a 3-month trial period. And they basically put us on trial for 3 months. And only after that do they make the decision to commit to be with us on a more longer-term basis.
I've got to ask you, and I know some people would want to know this as well, and that is, you've done it. You've developed financial freedom. Anna, you followed Owen's system. You're developing your financial freedom. It's like, Owen, you said, make your ATM machine your cash point. Making your computer your ATM machine. That's the way that you put it. And so what drives you now that you want to make, did I hear that you said that your goal was to make 1 million millionaires?
That's correct. My goal before I leave this earthly plane is to teach and set up as many investment clubs around the world. We have already initiated over 1,000 investment clubs in 52 countries, and we teach in 15 different languages. And so my goal is to be in all countries of the world and to set up systems in place and build teams using the IMA system to be able to help and support people to become successful members of the club. So we have a club of 20 people, and we grow the club to 20 million in worth, and each one in the club is worth $1 million. So that's my focus, is to work with as many clubs and as many individuals that are open to learn and open to take on board what we have to share. The IMA system that's how we met, James, is a very powerful system to help people understand of how they can interact with each other in the club, but more importantly, interact with Mr. Market, because the stock market is like a person. It's has a lot of mood swings. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, and how people react to that is also a very important part of their success. So John Templeton, one of our great teachers in 1996, when we did the Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery program, said, if you can master your emotions, you will master the market. And so you're right, James. We have a simple system that can be taught, and if people are willing to learn, they apply what they learn, they will get similar results.
Well, for all those high yellows and high blues that are listening, that are emotion-based rather than fact and logic-based, we've got a high red here to follow. And to take the emotion out of the market, he's developed a system, and I'm one of the members of one of Owen's investment clubs, and I can highly recommend that this is something that everybody should be involved with, no matter what the age.
Yes. Yeah. Tony Robbins has just brought out a book called Unshakable. Tony in 2008 studied the 50 of the wealthiest people on the planet, and these are the billionaires of the planet. What he noticed is they're all involved in the stock market, and he wrote a book called Money Master the Game. And now he's written a book called Unshakable, and he says the number one barrier to financial freedom is to not be in the stock market. So just by being there, as Warren Buffett famously said, the best time to plant an oak tree was 20 years ago. But if you didn't plant an oak tree, the best time to plant an oak tree is today. So
yes.
All the titans of business and industry and the most successful people on the planet have already shown us as a species the road to success. We just have to copy what they do.
Well, Owen, I know you make it as easy as possible for people to do this, and the only barrier in a lot of cases is just ourselves, and being able to see ourselves as being financially free right from the start. I want everybody to get a chance to know you, the amazing system that you've developed. I believe we've got two very powerful systems working together, both TICN and IMA. And I'm just, I couldn't be happier to be working with you both. help spreading this word about this amazing system that you created.
Thank you, James.
I know you're going to America to meet with, would you mind just taking a minute to tell us about what's happening there with your trip?
Every year we take our global leaders over. So we're taking 14 global leaders from 6 different countries to Omaha, Nebraska to spend 6.5 hours listening to and learning from Warren Buffett and his partner, Charlie Munger. They're 2 amazing human beings. Warren Buffett is 87 years of age. Charlie Munger is 93 years of age. They are the sharpest, brightest brains on the planet when it comes to finance. They will have as much energy at the end of the 6.5 hours presentation as they will in the beginning. 2 phenomenal human beings to learn from and listen to. Then we'll take our group down to Chicago for a couple of days to meet some of the top traders in the options market in Chicago. And then we'll take them down to New York to meet some of the top traders in New York. We're having dinner with the guy that trades a $1.2 billion fund on Monday night in Chicago. So it's an event we run every year. Put the 5th of May in your diary for next year if you want to listen to and learn from the best investor on the planet.
It sounds fabulous, Owen. Owen, Anna, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to get a chance to get to know you a bit better. And anybody wanting to get in touch with you, you make that easy as well. It's owen@ticn.com.
That's it. You got it.
And Anna@ticn.ie.
With one N.
One end.
With one N, that's right. Okay, wonderful. Safe trip, and thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to meet you.